So we're on our way now to meet Vincent Connare. Vincent's done something that you will all recognise almost immediately. He was the creator of the Comic Sans typeface, which is on pretty much every computer in the world. He was also a designer at Microsoft in the 90s. Vincent, you're very much a pioneer of digital design in type. How is it different from designing, say, in print?
Well, I don't think there's much of a difference because today our screens are as good and at the same resolution or better than the printers were from the 1990s. We may execute the final font file slightly differently, but I don't think of it differently when I'm thinking about the old print compared to the new print, which is the screen.
Sure. You're most famous for having designed Comic Sans. Can you just tell us a little bit about that process?
I joined Microsoft in 1993. We had programs like Creative Writer, which is a kid's word processor, and cartoon characters started to show up in these programs. Melinda French, who was Melinda Gates, was the project manager on Microsoft Bob. She and her team want to know what we think about the font use in the product, which I thought was an odd question because they didn't use a lot of fonts. It was all drawn. And then they would have speech balloons above his head, and all they used was a system font, Times New Roman. And I thought that seemed a bit odd, since they took a lot of time to draw up. And I just told them they were doing it wrong, and it should look like this. And so I made something quite quickly, referencing comic books and looking at various types of lettering in cartoons and comics.
So Vincent, what do you think of the current state of digital typeface design?
There are so many people doing it now. We're getting more interesting designs coming out. We also think with the state of the screens and the higher resolutions, we can do more connections of letters and do something closer to calligraphy or some of the other scripts like Arabic scripts, which were much more handwritten. You want to take inspiration from the past, but you don't want to just copy the past.
It was fantastic meeting with Vincent this afternoon. And his approach to design is all about human interaction, enhancing the way we communicate with the technology we depend on. And I guess in a similar way, this car's been completely redesigned to better understand the driver. I can now control it from my smartphone, precondition its cabin temperature, monitor security status. I can even transform it into a Wi-Fi hotspot. So for Vincent, design succeeds when it enhances human experience, and that's relevant in all types of design.